Okay, welcome everybody. This is the first product webinar that we are conducting. Intention of conducting this webinar is to gather feedback more on the features that we have launched. Also, showcase you what are we doing in the coming months and bringing them right up front for you, maybe in a beta format, alpha format, so that you can start using them and giving us feedback to make it available for hundreds of users accordingly. Okay. I'll be joined with my fellow colleague, Rishi. So, Rishi, are we ready? Shall we start?
Yes.
In case if you want to speak, you can switch on the mic. Otherwise, we'll be happy if you can mute it. And when you want to talk, we will make it interactive and you can turn yourself and unmute yourself again. Okay, cool. Good to start and happy Wizikey session to all of us. Just a reminder to all of us who are present here, and Akriti and I have been working very hard on a single vision, that is to ensure the PR and communication team also get their own software. Sales team have Salesforce, tech folks have GitHub, designers, UX team have Figma. Unfortunately, fortunately, we haven't found that one single software which satisfied all the needs or unmet needs of PR and communication folks. And that's a single vision that we have been doing. And I really appreciate all the early users, all of the people present here for helping us in our journey so far. I'm Anshul, I'm the co-founder, and I'm also taking care of product and growth. I have about 10 plus or 15 plus years of experience in marketing and communications. I worked with HCL brand at the early of my professional career, which actually helped me to get exposed on various global. So I worked with global communication agencies and teams in New York, in US, in various other parts of the country and the world, which has helped me today as we are building product for multi-country usage actually. Okay. I did my engineering in IIT, and post which I had gone to MICA to get the brand management degree, which has also helped me lead product and growth today in the company. Okay. I'm joined by Rishi, who joined us at a very, very early stage, at a probably pre-idea stage or pre-product development stage. And Rishi has evolved himself, and today he takes care of product and a little bit of customer success side also. And I must tell you that he's also a Swiss Army knife internally. He is probably a force to be reckoned with in case if you're ever wanting to figure out how can a particular feature be working better for you, Rishi is the person. Okay, so Rishi, are we ready to start with new at Wizikey today? Okay, yeah. I'll want all of us to be mute for a certain time, and I will be very happy. If you have any questions to ask, you can please raise your hand, and my colleague Rishi and Sahid can also ensure that we allow you to speak. We are completely fine if you want to ask us questions, and as we are taking the new features every day. On the next few slides, every slide has one feature that we have launched, which is what I will request Rishi to take us through. Okay. So the first one, this first feature that we have made live has been in work in progress for some time. You know, the beautiful thing about product development is figuring out product market fitment. So when we launched the campaign, it was a more or less a minimum viable product for some time, but a lot of feedback flew in and we finished making campaign flow far much more easier in the last couple of weeks. Am I right, Rishi?
Yes.
So over to you, Rishi. Why don't you give a glimpse of what has been done in here?
Sure. So as you can see, the earlier campaign flow which we had in Wizikey was very much kind of cluttered. So we kind of bring all the campaign flow in a one single page format. So as you can see here in the home page that the campaign has been divided into 4 steps, and you can see all of them in a one single campaign flow. So I'll quickly create a draft campaign in front of you to just quickly show you how easy this process is. First you need to enter the name of the campaign. Just click on create campaign. It will give you a caution. You just click on create. Once you create the campaign, we have launched certain new things that you can see in front of your screen. The very first thing is select countries. You can send to any of the countries, which is right now being launched. And just now, I'll first select it India. Just a minute. The very next thing is right in front of you is the sender's name. You can edit it accordingly. Suppose you are Rishi and you are logged in from Anshul's account. You can change the sender's name to Anshul as Rishi, would be different. Very next thing is the subject line, which you see similar to the subject line of your emails that you see. And the very next thing that we have launched here is templates. So I know it is very tough to churn out one single line of content that you need to send out to journalists. So we have prepared a bit of content templates that can help you in sending templatized versions of your pitches or your press releases to the media outlets. So these templates are appointment, hiring announcements, company introductions, and various other things. You can simply select these templates. I'll be just selecting an event invitation template in front of you. So as you can see, these are the templates that are available in front of you. You can simply edit them as per the reference of your usage. The very next thing is the signature. We did not have the save signature option in Wizikey earlier. We have just introduced it. You can save your signatures in Wizikey. And once you save this signature, you will be able to attach them in your pitches. And the very next thing is add files. You can simply add files in Wizikey, just like how you add attachments in email. And now next thing is you click on next. Once you click on next, you will move forward to the third step, which is add reporters. You simply click on add reporters and you will be able to select a list of all the reporters that we have listed on Wizikey. You can simply select one or two of them right now. Once you have selected them, you can simply see who are all these reporters who have been selected here, and you can click on next. Once you click on next, you will be able to see the preview of the campaign that you are going to send it to the journalist. You can also send a test email to yourself to see how this email would look like in the inbox of journalists. You can simply send a test email. You can also see the mobile preview, how the pitch would look like in a mobile phone. And then once you submit the campaign, it will directly land into the inbox of journalists. Yeah, I think that's it on this front. I think it's pretty easy. And if you have any questions, you can simply put it in the chat box.
Thank you so much, Rishi. And, the small things which go a long way from customer side, I just want to talk about that for a second. See, what happens is, one of the feedback that we got when people were sending campaigns was, hey, how is my pitch going to be visible? Because most of the reporters see it on their mobile phone. This very small request, and I'm very happy for my tech and product team, they have been able to understand that nuance, be able to show that and publish that as a product feature. It's a small little these things which come in life of PR communication folks. Okay, moving on. Multi-country support. One of my personal ambition has been to bring Wizikey and Wizikey's power, not just for India or US, but also for the world. Now, this is something which we have a very small tech and development team, but we prioritize this. And today, I'm very happy to report, when you will log into Wizikey, you will see about 30 plus countries available. More than that, you can pick any country. Yes, the only condition is that country needs to have some news websites or some Twitter activities happening. So I'm not sure if we can still do North Korea. But apart from that, any other country which you want to see is something which we can bring support to you. Okay. Rishi, you want to quickly show the countries available right away in our product?
Yeah. So you can see I have prepared a draft project in front of your screen comparing some brands. And right now, the 4 countries that has been selected are UK, US, India, and Singapore. And just to give you a quick glimpse how the data will change if I select or deselect the country. Just if I deselect India, you can see the slight change of data. So all of the data that has been available in these countries has been made available to you for Wizikey. And we have listed down almost 35 plus countries. You will be able to see these countries on your front end. But yeah, most of them would be locked. If you want to get them activated on your workspace, just reach out to us at csm@wizikey.com and we'll be very happy to do so. Yeah.
Awesome. So there's a secret which I have not told anybody, and since we're very small people gathered here, you should know. I have dated Akriti before a marriage for about 4 years. And Rishi, you know what? When I was part of HCL, one of my job was to get a lot of reports from different folks and put together a presentation. And we had to do this every Friday and send to the leadership team. If I had Wizikey, I'm sure I would have got married to Akriti much sooner and not waste those Fridays doing these reports. Okay, cool. One of the most amazing integration that we have brought, and again, this came from one of the customer interviews that we did, of how do I measure ROI when I'm getting backlinks from news portals and various different countries, news portals giving backlinks. How do I measure the ROI from that? And when we dig deeper, one of the key things of how users wanted to measure was how much traffic am I getting, and so on and so forth, right? Now, this was very important integration for us from a technical standpoint of view also. And for those of you who are present here, going back to the same vision that we have of being the single source of truth for all PR and communication needs, right? We love the challenges that customers throw at us. And for all of you who are present here, yes, I'm not promising, but I would love to admit one thing. Our tech is completely built on open API architecture. What does it mean? It means if you want to see a specific integration and how that integration can help you derive insights, derive charts, then, please reach out to csm@wizikey.com. There are multiple integrations that we are working at the simultaneously, and we're researching on them. If there is a very specific desire that you have, and depending upon the subscription plan that you have, I am promising you, we will jumpstart that integration for you. Okay. Having said that, for those of you who have still not activated Google Analytics integration, the good news is, even if you're not a paid customer, if you're not a pro business or enterprise users, we have decided to make Google Analytics integration free. Yes, compliments to, I think, Akriti's mindset, where she wanted to ensure that everybody should have the same power of Google Analytics integration. We have ensured that this is available free of cost. If you are having any problems in integrating it, even after the demo that Rishi is going to do right away, please reach out to csm@wizikey.com and we'll be happy to get this done for you. Okay, Rishi, over to you for a quick helicopter point of view on how this works.
So I'll show you how Google Analytics integration works on the Wizikey dashboard. So once you go onto the sidebar, the very first option, the very last option in the trends module that you see is traffic insights. So first I'll show you how to integrate Wizikey with Google Analytics. So the very first screen that you will see is Google Analytics integration with Wizikey. Just need to click on this Give Google Analytics Access. It will redirect to a page. And once you have given the permission to Google, it will get integrated with Wizikey and you will be able to derive insights of Google Analytics with Wizikey. First, I'll show you how the charts would look like. You can see here, the very first chart is a comparison between your Google Analytics traffic with your news mentions. So you can draw some comparisons between whether your news mentions has been translating into traffic onto your website or not. So this data has been divided into two particular charts. First is organic traffic and the second one is referral traffic. So you can see both of them here. And we have one very much loved tab that we have here is referrals. So you can see what are the referral traffics for your brand. I'll just show you a bit of clips for it. So once you have selected the date range for the data, You can simply, like I am searching for your story. So I can see here how many web traffic that I have received from your story to visit. And you can do it for any of the web page, or whether that can be a news website or that can be any of the web page of all, to see how many traffic that you have got converted into your website traffic from that particular website. Yeah.
So what's the one condition that, Rishi, we will be able to show traffic like this? Is it backlinks or is it something else?
So if so, you can only track the traffic once they have given you backlinks.
Okay.
Otherwise, that will be an organic traffic, and referral traffic can only be measured when there is a backlink. Let's say.
Interesting. So let's say if I'm a brand and if I have done a advertorial campaign with a media house, will this
Yes.
start also reflecting here?
Yeah, suppose if that advertorial article has given you a backlink, then that will definitely reflect here in the referral traffic.
And then it's a good measurement of my ROI, money that I've spent on that advertorial also, right,
Yes,
Rishi?
yes, obviously.
Okay, nice. So as a PR and communication person, I don't need toggle. I don't need to go to a webmaster or a Google admin person. You can see all these insights right here itself, and you can share it with the leadership team. Am I right?
Yes.
Cool. And again, I'm emphasizing Google Analytics integration. We had planned to make it live for only the paid customers, but on looking at the success, we decided to make it available for all as of right now. Things may change. We are a growing and we are a fast-paced evolving startup, but as of today, this integration is available free of cost.
Yes.
This is something which we got from a very, query came from 2 or 3 large customers that we have, that they wanted print media within the same Wizikey dashboard also. And we are happy to tell you that we have made this live. Okay. Now, again, I'll ask Rishi to take us through this. However, this feature is available only for pro business and enterprise users. In case if you are willing to know more about this, please reach out to us on csm@wizikey.com. Rishi? Okay. So I think, just give me 1 second. Okay, so there's a snapshot on this. And once you start the print subscription, you also get a chart, an insight chart, which tells you a share of voice in the print format also, just like you get the brand share of voice. Am I right, Rishi, on that?
Yes. So for you to enable print tracking at Wizikey, what you just need to do is you can, first of all, you need to check whether it's part of your plan or not. And then you can share your keywords with us that you want to get tracked in Wizikey. We will enable print tracking for you. What you can see in Wizikey is the feed of all the print news has appeared in one single window. And you can also see the share of voice for print tracking within Wizikey.
Great. This brings us to a very important, very simple feature. But like they say, sometimes these small and simple updates are very crucial for us to take action on the brand. This is one of those alerts that we launched. Before this, the alerts usually used to go at 9 o'clock in the morning, which, by the way, is still the default. If you're starting your Wizikey subscription, all your alerts as of today will come to you in the morning, local time, 9 o'clock. If you're in US, it will come in local 9 o'clock US time, right? Having said that, this is something which we have changed now. You can get SOV alert or share of voice alert in real time. What does it mean? It means if there is a change of share of voice of your brand compared to the other competition, and if you map that correctly, if you have switched on real time, you will start getting intimations through email right away. Okay. Is there something that we should show here, Rishi?
Yeah, sure. Just So first I'll take you through how to set these real-time SOV alerts up. So I'll first take you through the alert section that we have. So The alert section is basically a one-stop shop to put up all your alerts. So I'll first show you how to. First of all, we need to select the project. On which project you need to get the alert done. So I'm selecting the project first, and daily is right now the daily alert. And if you select as it happens is basically the real-time alerts. You just have to name that alert. I then have to, we have basically two criteria in front of us. You can basically you can set real-time alerts for any of the new mentions that you'll be getting in news articles. You'll be getting an alert in your email inbox at that particular time. And if I set it as change in share of voice, then I can select two criteria that I have, whether my brand SOV gets changed or whether my competitor brand SOV gets changed. I can select either of one, or I can select both also. If I have selected both of them, so I can select the criteria by how much movement of SOV should I need to get that alert. So suppose I am setting 10% right now, and once I click on create, my alert is created successfully. So this is how the simple the process is, and you'll be getting an SOV change alert in your email inbox whenever there's a 10% change between your brand SOV or your competitor brand SOV.
And I'm not sure if I should be taking the name of the person who recommended this, but I think that person is right here on as a participant. My heartfelt thanks to you. And I think features like these is how I think we love to take customer feedback on these things. And I really, really appreciate you pushing us to launch this feature. And Rishi, there is a request and the murmurs going on within the product team, because a lot of customers are asking us to make real-time SOV as default time. Okay. And that's something which we are under consideration. We will take feedback from all the customers, whether they would like to have real-time default or whether they would like to have the default time as 9 o'clock in the morning. If you are here and if you want to put a chat message to me on one-on-one, please tell me your preference so that we can take fast action on that. When we launched multi-country, what happened is we started looking at a lot of countries which were not English first, and there were a lot of language requests which started coming to us. So for example, there's a customer in Europe which asked for Finnish language. They also asked for Portuguese language. And we were surprised. There are a lot of countries. It's learning for us because we are still a growing company. For these customers, English was important, but it's not everything. We figured this out, and I'm happy to tell you, now we have language support for almost all the languages. When I say all, I'm talking majorly around Europe languages. I'm talking obviously US, European, and some of these African countries as well. We are still considering some of these languages in Southeast Asia, as well as Mandarin, for example. We are doing that in a beta test. If you want, you can please reach out to us. We'll be happy to make this enabled for you. If there are some corrections in the language alert, obviously you will have to bear with us because there's something which we're doing at a very massive scale in a very fast manner. And this is again available for all of you out there. As of today, this is a complimentary upgrade available for all, whether on a free subscription, it's a starter subscription, pro, business, or enterprise. It depends on the number of projects you have. So please reach out to us on csm@wizikey.com so that we can enable these language alerts for you. Okay. Just a summary of what we have taken you so far. The new features that we spoke to you about were campaign flow, multi-country, Google Analytics integration, print media tracking, real-time SOV alerts, and last, and one of the most ambitious thing that we have made live is multi-language. Okay. How about if we can give a quick demo of multi-language support, Rishi? Do you think that's possible?
Yeah, obviously, I'll definitely do a quick demo of how to set up multi-language. So first I'll go to the new project part, and obviously I'll first set up two projects to take you through how multi-language support works. One language which we are very familiar with, and one language which we are not very much familiar with. So I'll start with Hindi first. So for Hindi, we need to insert the keywords in Hindi only. So I'll setting up the project first.
That's Flipkart, by the way, right? For those of you who are not, whose language is not Hindi by native, that's Flipkart.
Yeah.
And this is Amazon. And this is Misho.
Yes. So now I can see all the results which have come up for Flipkart in Hindi, for Amazon in Hindi, and I can basically get all the monitoring done for all the languages that I have inserted and created the project upon at Wizikey only. How about I create one more project for, let's suppose, Arabian languages, because MENA, I think MENA is a very popular business destination for majorly Indian businesses. So let's create a MENA. So this is an Arabic language, and this is Amazon. This is Walmart. And this is a very popular e-commerce website in Arabian countries, which is Noon.com. I can see the Arabic results now also. And as you can see, Amazon is the very most talked about brand in the MENA region.
Why do I see Elon Musk there in Amazon story? I'm sure there's something Jeff Bezos versus Elon Musk happening.
Yeah. So this is how you can set up multi-language projects in Wizikey, and you can get the results in any language that you want in Wizikey.
Okay, admitting two things which we did get a lot of flack in the last 1 quarter. And one was getting inaccurate results. Okay, we have worked very hard on that. We have moved the entire way that we were getting these alerts from domain search perspective. Now we are doing keyword search, right? While it sounds very technical, what it means is now our AI engine is basically looking at the keyword that you have entered and going around all the millions of data points possible and bringing the result for you. Okay. The second thing, which I will again admit for some of the users present here, we really had been seeing how Wizikey had gone slow. And there were a lot of times we were getting a lot of errors. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for your support. We have completely optimized and overhauled our backend support. The tech team has done a lot of work on that side. And I hope the website is now faster than ever before. Obviously, as we get more users and we get more customers on board, this is a regular mad rush, and this is a good rush. This is a good chaos that we love to solve. If you find the website is still slow for you, please reach out to me personally. I'll be very happy to get personal attention to your workspaces. That's my personal KRA. Okay. Thank you so much for your patience of the last quarter. And I hope this was worth your time. Now, moving on to the exciting things that we are going to show in the coming 1 or 2 months. The first one is reach out to podcasters. As some of you who are here, who are paid users of Engage feature, you know that today you can reach out to reporters from around the world. And that database and that list is ever increasing actually, right? I know some of the customers reached out to us and they mentioned, can we reach out to podcasters? And we took that very seriously. So starting September 2022, we'll start making these podcasters live for you. Okay. And since some of you are here and some of you will be seeing the recorded sessions later, this is the best time for you to grab this feature before we start putting a subscription price to this. Okay. So if you want to reach out to podcasters and if you want to hear more and you want to be the early beta user of this, please reach out to us at product@wizikey.com. And me and Rishi will be very happy to grant you access. And we'll also be very happy to do some interactions with you to figure out what kind of podcasters will you be reaching out to. Okay. And the big one, This has been work in progress for some time. And I'm happy to tell you there are some people who are present in the session today also. You are already using Twitter in a beta format. And thank you so much for your support. And I would also request Rishi if you can give a quick view of how this Twitter Insights will look. Rishi, do you have it ready? Okay. Unmute Rishi.
Sure. So first of all, if you want to set up a Twitter Insights for you, so you just need to go onto the project on which you need to set up the Twitter Insights for you and just click on the modify project part. Once you go onto the modify project part, you would be able to see a text box here called brand Twitter handle. You just need to enter the brand Twitter handle here for you and for your competitor as well. Once you have set this up, you can go onto the Twitter share of voice part, which is currently in the beta phase right now. And you can monitor your share of voice on Twitter. You can monitor the tweets over time as well. And suppose if you want to see those tweets, you can just simply click on it and see all the tweets that have been mentioned for the brand and for the competitor as well. And you can see the tweets via engagement also, how much engagement that tweet has received. And you can see this as well here. And you can then see the tweets over time. And suppose if you want to see the tweet, you can simply go and change the date range. And this will be made available to you. Yeah, this is how it looks like.
One of the key things that comes into part of a product ethos for us is obviously talking to customers, taking their feedback. And at the same time, it's also, we are not in a mad rush to launch a lot of features. So this beta version, if you're willing to try, if you were willing to look at it, and for some of you who have attended the session today, we are giving 3 months, 3 months usage of Twitter and sites free of cost to you. Please reach out to us on product@wizikey.com or csm@wizikey.com if you're an existing customer. We'll be happy to get this started for you. Okay. Okay, so we have covered so far what all we have done, which was new at Wizikey, and we have also covered what is upcoming in Wizikey. I'm taking a second pause here to also now go to the third and last section of the day today is frequently asked questions. For some of you who are present here, who are our premium user or paid users, please, we are very happy to answer any live questions also that you have. What we're going to take you through are the questions that have been sent to us through email when the webinar was going to be launched. And I thank you for all the people who have sent all of these things. In case, if you want to ask any questions for today's session, please let us know in the chat button to me or Rishi or to everyone, and we'll be happy to answer and take live questions also. Okay. As of right now, we have got 5 very, very pertinent questions from users, which I will again ask Rishi to answer for all of us. The first one. So Rishi, how do you add or remove members from the workspace? And before you show that, I just want to reiterate one very, very unique feature, which is there for Wizikey, and somehow this has become a very unique differentiator for us from anybody else's. So Rishi, why don't you answer this first for me? How many members can I get in my workspace?
So right now, we do not have any cap on users. You can add as many as members possible onto your Wizikey workspace.
One of those questions that we keep getting from a lot of other SaaS friends, August and I keep getting, why have you done this? Why are you not charging per user? So, it's a very straightforward answer. We believe if we want to be democratizing the data access, Akati's vision has been, if you're not allowing free flow of data to every single member who is involved in PR communications, be that a product person, be that a PR person, be that a social media person, be that the agency team, then I think we are not fulfilling our vision. And that's why, as of right now, you can add almost an unlimited number of users in your workspace so that all of you are on the same page. Rishi, how do we add members on the workspace?
So just So the most frequently asked question that we encounter at Wizikey is how to add or remove members from Wizikey. So to get this done, you just need to go onto the settings tab in the sidebar. And there's a tab called members. Just go onto the members tab. So to add a member, just click on the invite member section, enter the email address here, select their role, and just click on send invite. Once they accept the invite, they'll be directly redirected to this particular workspace. So this is how simple it is. You can simply get this done by visiting onto the members tab of the settings.
Cool. Moving on to the second question. How do we download results and charts, Rishi?
Sure. Suppose you want to download any chart that you are seeing on your share of voice tab, and you want to present it to the senior management or anyone from your company to these charts. So what you can do is you can see the three dots icon here. Just simply click on it and download. Once you download this chart, it will be automatically downloaded onto your system as a JPEG format file. Anshul, next question, please.
Yes. The next one is, how do I search for and target relevant reporters in the media?
So to search for relevant reporters in the media, you need to go into the engage module. So first, I'm showing this to you on the search media page. First, we need to select the relevant filters first. Just a minute. So we have various things available at Wizikey. The very first thing to differentiate the reporters that we have Wizikey is media list. So media list is basically a Wizikey curation of all those journalists who are writing on that particular beat. Suppose I select for fintech. Once I search for fintech, I'll be able to see all the reporters who have been writing on fintech. But there's one more option on Wizikey, which is called search in news, or basically a keyword search. So keywords, by doing keyword search, suppose I want to search for reporters who are writing on fintech and a keyword called unicorn. So this will show me all the results of the reporters who have mentioned the word fintech as well as unicorn in their news reports. And you can play around this keyword and you can select those relevant journalists and add them to your page and send it to them.
Great. Next question, Rishi.
Yeah.
Rishi, how do we set up alerts or stop alerts for an individual user?
So to actually stop alerts or set up alerts, we just need to go onto the trends module and select on the tab called alerts. So we have, as you can see, we have various alerts which has been set up as default for this workspace. To stop an alert, you just need to go onto that alert tab and you are seeing this trigger button. Just need to turn this off. Once you have turned this off, your alert will be switched off automatically. And suppose if you want to set up a new alert, just go onto the add new alert option, select the project, the daily alert, alert name, the time and date. I can select the date as well. Suppose I deselect all these dates and I only want my alert on Friday. So all of the news that has been collated from Sunday to Thursday, I would get a newsletter sort of an alert in my email inbox at very particular Friday, every Friday of every week. And I can also set up the time also. Suppose I set it at 11 a.m. I can select the time zone as well. I can also choose the format. Suppose I need only headlines. I need headline with summary and I need headline with keyword highlights. Then I can select the maximum number of news I want. I can select it as 10 or 50 or any sort of number. The news sources I can select all news sources or I can select only top 100. And once I click on create, the alert would be created. Yeah. Next question, please.
Yes. The next one, and this is something which I also want to emphasize on. Rishi, how, if let's say, if my brand name is a very generic brand name, right? And this is something which, we have been facing a lot because as we're getting more and more businesses. So how do I remove irrelevant news articles from the SOV charts?
So I will take a very strong example on how to remove particular news articles from your share of voice. So suppose there's a brand called Freshworks. So Freshworks is obviously a listed company. They are getting a lot of news on stock market analysis and analyst recommendations and all these sort of stuff. And I want to remove that particular stock market related news. So what I'll do, I'll go on to Freshworks. There's a text box called must include and must include. So whatever I type in must include, the results will only show up for Freshworks and that must include keyword. And whatever I type in and must exclude, so the results will show for Freshworks and these keywords excluded. Suppose I type in here share, NSC, NASDAQ, and all these keywords. So right now the results that I will see will be of Freshworks article which do not have these keywords. As soon as I click on update, you can see a fair amount of reduction in the Freshworks results.
That was fast, Rishi.
Yeah.
I want to just say a shout out to the tech team that this is pretty fast. I was hoping the demo will go fine, and this is going better than what I had expected, Rishi.
Sure, I think that's it.
Super. Okay. I know we have taken a couple of minutes extra from what we had imagined, but I have just one concluding slide that I'm taking the liberty to show all of you from the product side, thanking all the customers, and we really, really believe in talking to you. And thank you so much for attending the sessions today. Thank you for some of you who have been very, very vocal about what you love to see in Wizikey, and that's a very, very encouraging thing for us. We would love to come back to you, take your feedback, and build a Wizikey as a lovable brand for all of you. Okay. If you have any live questions, we are happy to take. We have a couple of minutes to take the live questions. Otherwise, we'll be in touch. And thank you so much for attending the session today. Thank you, folks. Have a good one. Bye.